live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Good morning. Hope you had a great weekend. It is Monday, March 25th.
Yes, happy Monday. Thanks for joining us. If you step outside early, it's kind of muggy out there.
Yeah, kind of messy too. We've got showers in the area. Will this last the entire morning commute, Mike?
The rain's going to kind of move on out of here, but I mean, we'll still have some leftover damp roads and everything like that. If you are leaving right now, yeah, you're going to run into some of these showers out there, and the humidity is definitely sticking around. I mean, look at that, 67 degrees, got a dew point of 67, so of course that means you have 100% humidity, and with no wind out there, that's what's helping out with a little bit of fog around the area. We will make it up to 78 today, in the neighborhood of a normal high temperature, maybe just a tad on the warm side of things. As far as the aquifer, went up 0.2 of a foot in yesterday's reading, and the allergens, Oak, after coming down a little bit, boy, oh boy, 6890, let's just call it 6900. At least low amounts of everything else. All right, take a look at radar right now, and you can see that we do have that line of some showers. There's really no lightning strikes being detected right now. There were a few of them, as you can see up there right around, say, Fredericksburg, north of there. And this is all sliding to the east primarily at 25, 30 miles per hour. So we will continue to see some of these showers, again, slide into the area right now on the northwest side of town. We've got, and then granted, they are coming down at a fairly decent clip right here, just now entering Helotes, 1604 over there, right around SeaWorld, and continuing to work its way to the east. So this will move on through, maybe a little straggler then left over in behind a couple of those, and things are going to be clearing out fairly quickly. Now, as far as visibility, we do have 2 miles at Port SA, 5 New Braunfels, a lot of fog around Seguin. We're going to have to watch out for that for the next couple of hours. 67 here in town, but notice how temperatures are much lower up there in the hill country. Drier air as well. Dew points drop off a good 15, 16, 17 degrees. And also the wind out there is already starting to pick up around Castroville, Rio Medina, and Bernie. And then it's going to be very windy throughout the day. And that drier air that's prompting red flag warnings, western half of our area, very high fire danger with the dry, windy conditions out there. So this morning, showers, then that front moves through, and then we are going to have more sunshine today. Good looking day, but again, very windy today. Upper 70s, drier air, cool mornings, nice afternoons, really nothing too extreme the rest of the week, perhaps a little sprinkled Wednesday, and then going into Easter weekend, we will have, I think it's an overall nice weekend. It's going to feel like Easter weekend, maybe a hint of humidity out there, and temperatures in the low 80s. All the details in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, Mr. Justin Horn is behind the wheel this morning. 10 and 2, right, with your hands?
That's right, Mike. You got it. Good morning to you, sir. And yeah, you detailed some of the hazards that we got to deal with out there this morning. We got the rain, and then this afternoon you're going to have to deal with the wind. So that makes it a little difficult, especially if you have a high-profile vehicle. But let me show you some of the shots here on TransGuide this morning. Roads are wet. You see the tails behind most of the cars here. So we've got some pretty good puddles on these roads. And as some of that heavier rain works through, it's going to be a little more difficult to be out and about. Take it slow. You know the drill here. So far, so good. Let's hope it stays that way as traffic begins to pick up. So we'll go over to the map very quickly, and we'll show you that it's all green. We're doing well. A lot of the construction's even been picked up, so there's not a lot of slowdowns at the moment. As you know, as we get into the next couple of hours, that will certainly change. So back to TransGuide, looking at 90 in couples. Every roadway you see out there is wet as rain is coming through San Antonio at this hour. So allow yourself just a little extra time this morning, guys.
Thank you, Justin. New this morning, the search is on for the person who sparked a fire at a hotel in Leon Valley. This happened around 2 a.m. at the Econo Lodge on Wurzbach near Loop 410. We are told that someone started a fire in one of the rooms and took off. Crews were able to put it out quickly, but as of right now, there is no information about the suspect.
New details this morning on the search for answers. 2 weeks after the murder of 17-year-old Caitlin Hernandez. Last night, her family placed a memorial at the bridge where her body was found. Our Daniela Ibata was with them and shares their pain and perseverance.
With each step, their voices strengthened. Family, friends, even strangers marched in solidarity. They're taking the same steps Caitlin Hernandez did the night she died.
She was somebody who was special.
On March 12th, the 17-year-old went out for a walk with a friend in this northeast side neighborhood. Hours later, Police found her body naked and strangled.
If it can happen to Caitlin, it can happen to anyone. And we don't want anyone any other family to feel the pain that we've had to feel.
This memorial marks that spot on Del Oak Drive.
I don't want to leave here because I feel like if I leave here, I'm going to leave her alone, knowing she's not physically here.
Police still don't know who killed Caitlin.
And we will not stop until we get justice for you, Caitlin Hernandez!
Her family hopes someone who knows something sees this and comes forward.
You don't have to leave your name. It could be anonymous. Just please say something because she was somebody who was really special to us.
Crime Stoppers is offering $5,000 for a tip leading to Caitlin's killer. For her loved ones, getting answers is priceless. Daniela Ibarra, KSAT 12 News.
And this morning, Russia continues to question who was behind the deadly attack at a concert hall in Moscow. At least 137 people have died. More than 180 others were hurt. As ISIS claims responsibility, Russian President Vladimir Putin is blaming Ukraine. Now, we do want to warn you, some may find the pictures in this story disturbing. Here's ABC's Perry Russell.
This morning, Russia continues to question who was behind the deadly concert hall attack in Moscow. 4 men have been charged, all from Tajikistan. Their faces bruised and swollen in court. This man apparently unconscious. As ISIS claims responsibility for the attack on Friday, Russian President Vladimir Putin claims without evidence the men were headed to Ukraine, where people there were preparing to let them cross the border. Vice President Kamala Harris with ABC's Rachel Scott.
Does the U.S. have any evidence to back that up?
No, there is no whatsoever any evidence. And in fact, what we know to be the case is that ISIS-K is actually, by all accounts, responsible for what happened.
Ukraine has repeatedly denied playing any role. On Saturday, a U.S. State Department official said the U.S. did share information with Russia about a possible attack. The Russian ambassador to the United States denying that happened, saying no concrete information, nothing was transferred to us. Yesterday, a national day of mourning in Russia. Hundreds of people gathering outside the concert hall. As inside, first responders cleared debris. During the attack, the building was set on fire. This comes as a 15-year-old boy is being called a hero. In video released by Russian state TV, it shows Islam Khalilov saving dozens of people, leading them away from the gunfire. All 4 men who have been charged are facing terrorism charges. They have been ordered to remain in pre-trial detention for at least 2 months. Perry Russell, ABC News, Washington.
U.S. Rep for Texas Chip Roy isn't saying if he'd support a motion to vacate Republican House Speaker Mike Johnson. That motion was filed last week after the House voted to fund the government. Yesterday on CNN, the Texas Republican sounded off on the issue, saying he didn't appreciate Speaker Johnson not giving lawmakers a full 72 hours to consider the bill before voting.
Mike was wrong. We were actually putting bills on the floor with amendments. We had 1,100 amendments processed.
That $1.2 trillion package was eventually passed by the Senate and signed by President Biden Saturday morning. It ends months of back and forth between lawmakers on both sides of the aisle.
A San Antonio teen is using his personal health struggle to help save someone else's life. Zach Baza was just 6 months old when he had a transplant surgery. He received a small intestine, a pancreas, and liver after his organs failed. Now he's 16 years old. He loves to read and swim and things he gets to do thanks to another family's sacrifice.
It's a blessing, basically. And it sounds unreal, but it's just that I'm grateful to have what I have.
On Wednesday, we are hosting a town hall to share the facts about organ donation. We're going to talk about the importance of organ donation and the challenges and misconceptions around it.
And tomorrow's Diabetes Alert Day. University Health will hold a resource fair focused on the disease. Plus, you can learn more about A1C and speak with medical experts. The Texas Diabetes Institute is hosting the event, and you're encouraged to register beforehand. We have a link to do that on KSAT.com in the KSAT community section.
And time now is 5:09 and 67 degrees for now.
As you roll out of bed this morning, more Americans turning to sleep tourism to get better shut-eye. After the break, why it's growing in popularity.
And looking out there with live cam, a little humid, 67 degrees and kind of rainy here and there. So be careful when you head out on the roadways.
In this morning's GMA First Look, it's the newest trend in travel. So what exactly is sleep tourism?
And it refers to an increased interest among guests and travelers to have a good night's sleep, purposefully booking a trip in order to be restored and return home refreshed.
And the statistics behind it are eye-opening.
1 in 3 adults report struggling to either fall asleep or maintain sleep.
Hotels taking it to the next level beyond a chocolate on the pillow, creating environments that are best for rest, quiet, temperature controlled, and comfortable.
I just wanted to close the door and get some sleep.
Well, I was exhausted.
These 2 sleep tourists are trying out accommodations in Florida and California. So will their sojourns be worth the slumber? It's all coming up at 7 a.m. With your GMA First Look, I'm Ariel Reshef, ABC News, New York.
513, 67 degrees.
Let's look out there with TransGuide. Yes, those roadways are kind of wet right now. There's a look there at Highway 281 at the quarry. So far, so good for the most part. And you can kind of see the raindrops there on that camera shot. But we're going to be checking in with Justin Horn today about the roads.
Keep living, we'll keep repairing. New Dove Bond Strength with peptide complex helps reverse the signs of 3 years of damage.
Breathing Claritin Clear is like...
Pretty girls walk like this.
Is he?
Claritin Clear? Yeah. Fast relief of your worst allergy symptoms, like nasal congestion. Live Claritin Clear.
It ain't my dad's razor, Dad.
Hey, watch it.
It's from Gillette Labs. This green bar releases trapped hairs from my face.
Game changer.
While the Flex Disc contours to it, so the 5 blades can get virtually every hair in one stroke for the ultimate Gillette shaving experience.
The best a man can get is
Gillette Labs.
Actor Kevin Bacon is going to prom at the high school where his iconic film Footloose was filmed. Utah's Payson High School is set to relocate at the end of the year. After a lot of asking on social media with the hashtag Bacon to Payson, Bacon agreed. He says Footloose was a big part of his life. That movie was released in, ready for this, 1984.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Well, he still looks great. Good for you, Kevin. Check this out. This is a waiter race in Paris. The 110-year-old event was brought back after a 13-year hiatus. About 200 waiters from around the city participated in the more than 1 mile route. So a few rules applied: no running, no spilling of water, and only one hand to hold the tray. Ouch. Okay. The winners were awarded tickets to the opening ceremony of the 2024 Summer Olympics in Paris.
Were they rushing to be the rudest Paris waiters?
Wow. Hey, that guy looks like he's running.
Actually,
he cheated.
He did. Yep, 2 hands. Yep. Okay, he surrendered there at the line.
Of course, they're holding a croissant.
Okay. Croissant.
Croissant.
Back to this sleep vacation thing. You pay to go somewhere just to sleep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, you know, if you live in a noisy household,
it's a rare commodity for some folks.
Maybe.
Yeah.
It's true, but I don't know if I'd
pay.
Yeah.
Just go hide in your home and take a nap.
To each their own.
Yeah. What's going on the roads?
Not a lot right now, surprisingly. We do have wet roads out there. There are showers moving through, as Mike will tell you here in just a second, but that's keeping things damp. You can see some of the tails behind a lot of the cars as there are puddles on the road. But good news here, that there's just not a lot going on as far as crashes or anything like that. We've been pretty quiet this morning. Looks like a lot of people are getting kind of a late start. Not a bad idea. Maybe let the rain pass by and head out a little bit later. With that in mind, though, we do know traffic will pick up here over the next couple of hours, and things may start to get a little busier out there. Here's a look at the map, and this is pretty incredible. I mean, a lot of times we see some yellows and reds just because of construction going on 1604 I-35, but we're not even seeing that. So let's say they've picked up a lot of the construction, and other than a few slowdowns right around downtown, no problems at all. So I'm going to keep this short and sweet. It's wet out there, Mike. You can see some of the rain coming down in those TransGuide cameras.
And like you said, if you want to wait a little bit, because this rain's not going to last all morning by any stretch, it is going to help out some of these beautiful bluebonnets there and some of the, your lawn plants and everything else. But I mean, not a drop rate, anything like that. But hey, we'll take what we can get. It was a beautiful day yesterday with those clouds out there. Great day to get outside, not too hot out there. Different story this morning, and it is kind of murky looking over there at 410 on the northwest side. So here's what we are looking at as far as rain. And again, it's not a very wide band of showers. We do have a couple of decent downpours that are moving on in here, as you can see right there on the west side, right around Leon Valley. And these will continue to work their way to the east, 25 to 30 miles per hour. And just about almost moving in toward Jefferson High School. John Jay down there right around Lackland. A little bit further north up around Clark High School, and they're right at 1604 heading into Hollywood Park. So again, this moves on through. Decent downpour, but then in behind it, other than maybe a couple little straggling showers, things are definitely going to start to clear on out as we move on into the rest of the morning. And it's also going to be on the windy side. So that's the thing we're going to be dealing with. Also, we're dealing with some of this fog. Wind is going to obviously help take care of that. 3 miles visibility, Bernie, Port SA, out there at Randolph as well. A lot of thick fog around Seguin. So the dew points right now are we've actually dropped down about 6 degrees just in the past 10 minutes. And then look at how dew points continue to drop down out there to the west. And we have now, compared to this time yesterday, we're down about or up about 2 degrees, 11 in Pleasanton. But notice how the drier air is moving in there to the west. And this will continue to be the case throughout the course of the morning with the drier air continuing to move on in here. Going to be really pleasant. This is going to allow for some cool mornings and then nice afternoons pretty much the rest of the week. I mean, it will start to come back up as we go into the latter part of the week. But as far as today is concerned, temperatures in the will continue to drop down into the low 60s this morning and then right back up into the 70s. And we're going to top off at 78 then later on this afternoon. Now, like I was talking about with the humidity, continues to drop down today. Tomorrow, Wednesday, very nice. It's getting there on Thursday. Still pretty good, but then the humidity definitely comes back in here. That's going to be the case for Easter weekend. Not oppressively humid, but just enough to notice it. So the front moves on through, and that gets the dry air coming on in here. Windy conditions today as well, and 72 degrees tomorrow, starting off in the mid 40s, upper 40s on Wednesday. Of course, we have the red flag warning in the western hill country today. A shower is possible Wednesday. I wouldn't count on it. And again, nothing too extreme really the rest of the week. Easter weekend, low 80s, a little bit in the way of humidity. A lot more after this. Stick around.
Ready for this year's Star Wars Day? The day before, on May 3rd, Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, returns to theaters for its 25th anniversary. And on May the 4th, fans can watch all 9 films in the Skywalker saga in theaters. Info at Fandango.com.
There is something that I have as an overarching sort of goal in my life, and that is to be the embodiment of love.
Oscar nominee Sterling K. Brown has received the Ally for Equality Award from the Human Rights Campaign for his commitment to LGBTQ+ advocacy. He said his gay character in American fiction paid tribute to his aunt, Vera Harris, whom he called a vibrant, brilliant black lesbian woman.
It pains me to think that she only found the strength to share her truth after the passing of her beloved parents. But for people of color, especially black folks raised within the confines of the church, there exists a profound fear of never truly being accepted. I yearn for a world where Aunt Vera and countless others like her are embraced and celebrated for the entirety of their being, without exception.
In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Just about 527, 65 degrees.
Okay, your winning lotto numbers: pick 3, 6, 8, 5, Fireball 3, Daily 4, 9, 1, 2, 9, Fireball 3.
Cash 5, 4, 7, 10, 17, 31. Lotto Texas 7, 9, 26, 42, 44, 51. Powerball, that jackpot's up to $800 million for tonight's drawing. Those are your last numbers. Mega tomorrow night is the big one. $1.1 billion on the line. Good morning, everybody. It is Monday, March 25th.
Thanks for joining us. You too, Justin.
Yeah.
We hope you had a good weekend.
Delayed a little bit by taking your time because of the rain out there on the road.
That's
he
right.
was
Taking it slow.
Yes. Cautiously.
Across the
Yes,
studio here.
yes.
So, yeah, it's we do have showers going on right now here in town. It's not going to last all morning long. It's a fairly narrow band of some rain. This is what it looks like. Well, first of all, take a look out there on the northwest side, and obviously it is wet out there, kind of murky looking with all the extra humidity. And here's what we are seeing on radar right now. And again, it's this fairly narrow band. We've got a few light little showers kind of scattered about. Here's the if you want to call it the heavier rain, which is now working its way almost into downtown, continuing to move off to the east. I'm going to put this in motion. You can see it is sliding to the east at a fairly decent clip, 25, 30 miles per hour. So it's going to be a nice, brief, good shower that moves on through, and then in behind there's really not a heck of a lot, a couple little straggling showers. That's pretty much going to be about it. This extends up into the hill country, but even down here the southwest, right along 35 right now, but it's just sort of the scattered variety of a couple of these showers. So again, doesn't last all that long. Also, the wind is starting to pick up in behind, which is starting to clear out some of the fog. We did have fog at Bernie earlier. That's now clearing on out thanks to the wind. Still some fog out ahead of this front, which is moving on through, and 1.75 mile visibility out there at New Braunfels. So a little bit of this fog, and then the rain to throw on in with that. 60 degrees right now, but notice how temperatures drop off into the low 50s out there in parts of the hill country. Drier air. We're already starting to see a little bit drier air here in town as well. And then some windy conditions on top of that. We've got gusts at 18 in Bulverde, 24 right now at Castroville, and it is going to be windy throughout the day. Very dry air, especially in the hill country, western portions of the hill country. So pretty much cut the area in half, and red flag warning goes into effect at noon up until 8 o'clock tonight for that very high fire danger. Oak is on the high side. Boy, we are definitely getting into the heart of the season, just about 6,900, low amounts of everything else. And throughout the day, 73 at noon. Again, windy today, 78 high temperature, winds out of the west, 15, 25, and gusting from there. Really not a lot this week. A nice week as far as temperatures are concerned. We're going to take a look ahead to Easter weekend coming up in just a couple of minutes. Justin, what's going on with Traffic Authority?
Well, you're going to have two hazards today. You mentioned the rain this morning, so that's your morning commute hazard, and then your evening commute hazard is going to be the gusty winds. If you have a high-profile vehicle, it's going to be windy later this afternoon. So two things to think about as we look at TransGuide right now. The roads are definitely wet. It doesn't matter where you go here in San Antonio. There is rain coming down. We had drizzle most of the night too, so the roads are going to be slick. If you want to take it, you'll want to take it slow this morning, the way things are looking. Now, we do have one slowdown that I want to make you aware of. We do have a crash here. This is off the main lanes, though. It's not causing any issues. But I want to take you down to I-10 westbound. See the slowdown here to about roughly I-37. And there is no crash here, but I believe this is due to construction. They are replacing or redoing some overhead signs here. So this is slowing down traffic quite a bit. If you're coming westbound on I-10 headed towards I-37, this will take you a little bit more time this morning. We're starting to see backups pretty far here along Interstate 10 before you get into downtown. So just a heads up, that's the one big slowdown we have at this hour. Another look at TransGuide. Otherwise, so far so good. We do know as traffic picks up and with those slick roads, we have the probability that we may see something unfold this morning. So we're going to keep you posted, and hopefully the Monday morning commute goes well. Mark?
Thank you, Justin. New details this morning as the family and friends of Mauro Mendoza Santos continue to keep his memory alive. The 63-year-old man died trying to help a stranger on the road here in San Antonio. This is video from a vigil held from him last night. He was killed Thursday evening on the side of 281 near Hildebrand, where he'd pulled over during a storm to help a stranded driver change a tire. He was hit by an oncoming car and killed. San Antonio police say the crash was accidental and no charges are expected to be filed.
A woman is recovering after crashing her car into a tree on the northwest side. The woman's daughter was also in the car and walked away with only minor injuries. It happened yesterday evening at the intersection of Floyd Curl and Hamilton Wolf. Witnesses tell us that the woman was racing another car moments before crashing. However, investigators are still looking into that claim.
Topping your morning headlines, Israel and Hamas could soon swap hostages and prisoners. As of now, Israel is agreeing to it. It includes 40 Israeli hostages and around 700 Palestinian prisoners. Among them are 100 Palestinians serving life sentences for killing Israeli nationals. Now it's up to Hamas.
This is Hamas leader Yahya Sinwar in Gaza, who is in a bunker some 100 feet under the ground.
This news comes the same week that Israeli officials are visiting Washington. Today, the defense minister is in town. Later this week, a different delegation is set to discuss the southern Gaza city of Rafah.
Now to the extreme weather from coast to coast. From tornadoes to blizzard conditions, the first full week of spring is delivering a wide range of weather threats, resulting in power outages and major travel delays. ABC's Allison Cossack has the latest.
This morning, a spring weather wallop from coast to coast, with 16 states from California to Michigan on alert. In the Texas Panhandle, a tornado touching down, damaging the roof of this hospital in Perryton. All patients and staff have been accounted for. In Southern California, storms dumped quarter-size hail. And in the Midwest, blizzard conditions. More than a foot of snow is possible from Nebraska to Minnesota.
We have winter storm warnings and the pink blizzard warnings and winter weather advisories pretty much all across Minnesota.
And in January, I said the same thing. I said, in March, we're going to have a big snowstorm or something, and here we are.
In the east, tens of thousands of power outages after nearly 3 feet of snow fell in parts of northern New England. And outside Philadelphia, a desperate search for 6-year-old Lenasia Brooker swept away in a rain-swollen creek. Officials say they've now transitioned to a recovery effort.
I haven't had sleep. I can't eat. Only thing I'm thinking about is finding her.
The same storm system that brought that tornado to the Texas Panhandle is now moving east through Arkansas, Louisiana, and into Mississippi later today. Allison Cossack, ABC News, New York.
In Jerusalem, hundreds of Christians gathered to celebrate Palm Sunday, the first day of Holy Week. People took part in the traditional procession on the Mount of Olives. That commemorates what the Bible says was Jesus' entry into Jerusalem days before he was betrayed, tried, and crucified. Holy Week runs through Easter Sunday.
And here's something you don't normally see in the land down under. The famed Sydney Opera House in the dark. The lights went out Saturday to mark Earth Hour in support of the environment and to raise awareness for climate change. Millions around the world, including Rome, also participated. The initiative began in Australia back in 2007.
5:37 back here at home, 65 degrees.
After the break, white butterflies took over the zoo this weekend.
And back outside with live cam, morning showers, and then they're talking about very breezy conditions here in South Texas. A little bit of everything in our forecast today. Right now, starting out in the mid-60s.
Well, in case you missed it this weekend, Monarch Fest was back at the San Antonio Zoo. The Day 2 festival is a big party in celebration of monarch butterflies, so people were also able to enjoy games, photo ops, and dancing. We spoke to Nani Melendez with the San Antonio Zoo about the event and what makes it so special.
As a monarch champion city, San Antonio Zoo is dedicated to adopting 24 actions recommended by the National Wildlife Federation. And one of those actions is hosting an event or some type of festival dedicated to monarchs and teaching our community about them and why they're so important.
And I'm sure it was a wonderful event this weekend. I didn't get to go to this one, but I did get to go to Zoo Ball on Friday and, of course, get to enjoy all the additional I would say the new development there at the zoo. There's a lot of new things to do for the littles, as you could see. There, a lot of interactive displays next to the butterflies.
It's been a long time since I've been out there because my son's all grown up now. But I need to go back out and check out what all is new, including our feathered friends out there.
Exactly. Well, you know what? I think I know your son's an adult, but I think even adults would enjoy the zoo now, and then he might be amazed at all the changes as well.
Yeah, absolutely. All the monarchs are. I'm glad they stopped through San Antonio.
Yes, very cool.
We all get to enjoy that beauty of nature. 5:42, 65 degrees.
And let's look out there with TransGuide. You can see that we had some rain there, and looking at I-10 at Frio, where things are moving right now. We're going to get a check-in with Justin Horn very soon.
It was a special weekend at SeaWorld San Antonio.
Over 1,000 children with cancer, their families, and medical staff spent the day there to forget their challenges and just have fun. So they spent the day riding rides, learning about animals, and enjoying a picnic. This is the Hope Hits Harder Cancer Foundation's 4th annual trip to SeaWorld. And the founder, Tommy T-Bone Bounds, created the organization in honor of his wife, Jana, a hardworking advocate who lost her 24-year battle with cancer.
There's hope in everything you do, and there's other people that care for you. And what a way to celebrate my wife's life is by having the Jana Banana Day at SeaWorld. You know,
T-Bone says it's important that these children get to have fun alongside other kids fighting the same fight. The organization wants them to know the community will never forget them.
Sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
That's okay. We're checking on traffic.
Yes.
Here is Justin in for RJ.
Yes, let's go and look at TransGuide real quick. We've got some wet roads, actually all wet roads here across San Antonio. As rain continues to come down, it's not terribly heavy, but it's light, as Mike will show you here in a second. But it is starting to cause some issues on the roadways. I-35 at Maine looks good. I-35 at South Cross looks okay. Traffic still traveling at posted speeds here. 35 at Alamo. Rain on the lanes there. But let me show you what's going on. You see there's several crashes. Now I will tell you this crash here and this one here are off the main lanes. So they're not going to cause a lot of issues. But this, while it's coming in as a crash, I believe it may just be a stall up there at 410 and I-10. And then we have a crash here, a minor one at the Culebra and 410. But this is starting to cause a few slowdowns in the southbound lanes here along 410. So heads up there. That's one crash we have. And then I mentioned this, I believe it's a stall, but regardless, it's causing some slowdowns as you get on 410 from I-10 going northbound and then going to 410 westbound. So that may cause a few slowdowns too. My fear is that we're going to start to see a little bit more of this because, yes, we do have those wet roads out there. And that issue that we were having over there at I-10 westbound, that looks to have cleared up. So whatever it was, traffic is moving along smoothly yet again. The good news here, we haven't had a whole lot of incidents just yet. Maybe it'll stay that way, but it definitely is wet out there.
Okay, now we've got the family together for our predicted family four-shot.
Yes, and no, I was just going to say T-Bone, who had the soundbite right there, had a chance to meet him, work with him on various charity events, and real nice guy. Yeah,
that's what I've heard.
Very nice guy. So, all right, yeah, wet right now, but then winds are going to be picking up. We'll get some dry air moving in here. So hopefully that combined with the traffic is going to dry the roads out before, or help to dry them out a little bit before the end of the morning commute. Speaking of, boy, the zoo, wow. It was a great day to go to the zoo on Saturday. Steph is nodding her head. She was there for what, Friday night?
It was pretty too, yeah.
Yeah, it was gorgeous. Even yesterday with the cloud cover out there, I thought it was a fantastic day. But thank you very much for the KSAT Connect picture. All right, wet roads out there, 10 at 410. And here's the line. And again, it's a really narrow band of rain that is working its way right through the area. And as you can see, this thing is right there at, well, just 281, basically, cutting right through downtown, and this is going to continue to work its way off to the east, so it's just to the west of the actual center of downtown, but it's packing some decent downpours here as far as rainfall rates, and it's not, it's coming down pretty hard and heavy over here by Jefferson High School. You can see that the rate right now is right there at about 4 inches per hour. That doesn't mean you'll get that much, but that's a pretty good, call it a gully washer, as this continues to slide off to the east. So that's what we're going to be on the lookout for as the rain continues to work its way again to the east at a fairly good clip, and just even a couple of straggling showers in behind that then. And you can see that this band goes down toward Harlandale and then Palo Alto College, and again, working its way to the east at 25, 30 miles per hour. Skies are obviously clearing out as the wind starts to pick up in behind. Still got some fog around New Braunfels, but nothing further on out to the west there. Yesterday, we did hit 73 degrees, so we did stay on the cool side thanks to that cloud cover. Today, we're actually going to be a degree or two above normal, upper 70s, some low 80s out there, but really pleasant because we are going to have much drier air moving in here and pretty consistent all around the metropolitan area. Got some good wind gusts right now, 20 miles per hour there at Canyon Lake, 15 at Bulverde, Rio Medina, but throughout the rest of today, the winds are really going to start to pick up. And look at that out there around Rock Springs, 35, 40 mile per hour wind gusts. And that combined with the very dry air in place is what's prompting the red flag warnings out in the western portion of the western half of the viewing area, and especially further on out west in the hill country today. Here's the low that moved on through here, and this is what is bringing in this nice, you can see kind of a northwesterly flow here, and this is what's providing great weather for the rest of today as well as the next few days. We're going to be seeing some cool-ish jacket weather, sweatshirt mornings, and then getting up right around normal. Nothing really too extreme as far as temperatures are concerned, maybe a little on the cool side in the mornings. That'll be the case through mid-morning or midweek, pardon me. Then that next low starts to dig. This is going to pull humidity back on in here and also some warmer temperatures as we slide on into Easter weekend. So for Good Friday, I mean, still going to be nice. Nothing, again, too extreme. Just going to notice a bit more humidity as we head on in toward Easter weekend. So today, 78 degrees, and we got the front moving on through. Again, the windy conditions and the red flag warning out to the west. Tomorrow, 46 starting off in the morning, so cool-ish, 72 high temperature. Maybe a little sprinkly shower Wednesday. I've just got a mention of it in there. I'm not really sold on that one. 78 Thursday will finally creep up into the low 80s by the weekend. Like I said, a little more humidity. You can see the low temperatures aren't going to be as cool, but overall, nice looking week ahead.
No complaints for me.
Not at all. I like the rain starting off, too.
Thank you, Mike.
Time now is 5:52, 60 degrees.
Look at your winning lotto numbers. Pick 3, 685, Fireball 3. Daily 4, 9129, Fireball 3.
Cash 5, 4, 7, 10, 17, 31. Lotto Texas 7, 9, 26, 42, 44, 51. And Powerball, there are the old numbers. The jackpot tonight, $800 million. Mega tomorrow night is the big one, $1.1 billion.
Good Monday morning. It's great to be with you. We'll start with the weather, and it has been a rough weekend, from the heavy snows in so many places that haven't had much this season to tornadoes as well. I'll have the latest and a forecast with more severe weather in it. Also, we're following the battle over former President Trump's assets as we hit the deadline for him to secure a nearly $500 million bond in his civil fraud case. Plus, George sat down exclusively with the parents of Wall Street Journal reporter Evan Gershkovich 1 year after he was wrongfully detained in Russia, why they are remaining hopeful. And we want you to meet the 19-year-old American figure skating phenom, what he's saying about his record-breaking performance after earning his first world title. You'll see that and so much more on GMA.
We might be looking at a second ice age.
Who are you going to call? Again? Yep. The fifth film in the franchise, Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, beat expectations and less than enthused reviews to take the top spot at the weekend movie box office, earning $45.2 million. Dune Part 2 hangs on to its number 2 spot, selling $17.6 million in tickets. Kung Fu Panda 4 dropped to third place with $16.8 million.
Out of all the women in the world, why did he choose me?
The horror film Immaculate, the second new release of the weekend, took in a little over $5 million in its debut. High honors Sunday night for Kevin Hart, who rose from the open mics and comedy clubs of his native Philadelphia to the big time. Hart received this year's Mark Twain Prize for American Humor in a gala performance at the Kennedy Center for the Performing Arts in Washington. Celebrities and prominent comedians joined in the tribute. Cameron Diaz and Benji Madden announcing on Instagram the birth of a son, Cardinal Madden. They say for the kid's safety and privacy they won't be posting any pictures, but that he's, quote, really cute. The couple announced the birth of a daughter, Radix, in 2020, also on Instagram. Diaz, whose films include There's Something About Mary and Charlie's Angels, married Madden, a member of the band Good Charlotte, in early 2015. Celebrity birthdays. Elton John is 77 today. Chuck Severson, ABC News.